please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have 4 board members present. Mrs. Keene is here tonight. I am here. Mr. Hall is here, and Mr. Nelson is here this evening. Do we have any agenda items to table or remove?
We do. We're going to table the annual meeting with Creek Collins Elementary. It will be rescheduled. And also K5 and L2B, all indicated on the agenda as strike-throughs.
The superintendent is recommending that we amend the agenda as stipulated on the record, including removing H due to an illness. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda with those modifications? Mr. Hall makes the motion, Mrs. Keene will second. Any discussion? Not all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the minutes from our regular meeting on January 21st. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes? Mr. Nelson makes the motion. Mr. Hall will second. Is there any discussion on those minutes? Not all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And we also have our special meeting from January 21st. Do we have a motion? We do. Mrs. Keene is moving that we approve those minutes, and Mr. Hall will second. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We have no delegations tonight,
We do not.
and we are not doing H now. So we will move on to the superintendent's report and academic updates.
So in front of you, you have the 25-26 school year calendar. It looks like this. If you pull that out, I would appreciate it as we review this. And you also have a sheet, it was on our Facebook post, and you'll have a sheet that looks like that. I would like to review this year's calendar. We seem to, it has extended many of my days to begin at 4 a.m. because we can't get through the weather. But we have been out of school. You know the days: NTI, December 2nd, December 15th, December 16th, January 15th, and January 29th. So we've used our 5 NTI days. The change that you will see before we move forward, every year when we design a calendar, we put in 4 PL days. This year we saved a PL day thinking we would use it in the spring because we needed to do policy 2419 training. We asked the State Department to allow us to change December 19th to our extra PL day. So December 19th was actually a PL day, which now uses all 5 of our PL days. We're glad now that we kind of looked ahead and did that. We were thinking, well, if we have like a really bad winter, do we want to add another day off in the spring? And it was a training that we are required to do every 3 years, so it allowed us to get that done December 19th. So I don't know if you remember when the call went out, I just said I had to go through all the steps to get it approved through the state to make that change in the calendar. And so it will be reflected soon on the state website with that change in it. So December 19th is now a PL day. So on the thing that you have that looks like this, all you have to do is change it at the top, and you would say, as of today, February 9th, this is accurate. So we haven't lost a day in spring break yet. We have only added the 2 days to the end of the calendar because getting that PL day approved allowed us to get everything caught up. And so we've been kind of waiting till we got through this process. But we're near enough through it now that this will be changed on it, and it'll say snow date as of February 9th. And we will have added the 2 days, the OS days, to the end of the year. And that keeps us up to date till now. And December 19th will become our 5th PL day. And like I said, that was probably, it was a good decision at the time. It just takes a while to get the process to get finalized with the state. But we feel confident now that's the direction that is. But we've used our other 5 weather days, and if we have any more, then we have to look at spring break. But as of now, this is where we are.
Would you go over again about using the NTI days first semester?
So there's
what
a-
that does to the calendar?
As our district leadership team, as we work together to make decisions, a couple of things that they like to protect is instructional time.
Right.
So one of the things, there are many elements to why you put them first semester. First of all, when you design your calendar, and we finish our first semester before Christmas.
Right.
And then if you count the days, we have less days in our fall semester than in our spring. So anytime that you don't use an NTI day in the fall and you use a snow day, you're actually losing another instructional day in an already unbalanced calendar. Does that make sense? So, then at some point, if you put too many NTI, or too many snow days, or even a snow day before Christmas, now the high school semester test will now come after Christmas break. And that in lies a problem as well.
Right.
But mainly our principals and our staff, I believe in general, the philosophy is instruction is more important to get in. So if we can get, if we're gonna have let's say we only have 5 snow days or 5 days out of school, the good use of our ability to work with children is to use the NTI days first. And so one of the goals that we've always had is to protect instructional time, and that's one of the reasons NTI days are in place. So I still think it's a good decision. Sadly, the last 2 years, we've used everything they've given us. You know, we did last year, we had to add, I think, 1 day to the end of the year. So we live in West Virginia, we're gonna have to make those adjustments, and we have. But I just wanted to update you in case you had questions. December 19th is our 5th PL day, and as of today, we still have just added the 2 days to the end of the year. And the state is in the process of finalizing. All right. And the other thing I have is you were provided some information, Boy Scout information that will be handed out. I just have to bring that to your attention. And I've given you also the final calendar for the craziness, the 26-27 school year. And in it, I won't say I did, Teresa found one error that it populated something wrong. And so at the very bottom, when it says the first day of instruction for students, we will make sure when it pulls in that that's accurate. It said it was the last day instead of first day, so somehow in the calendar program early on that was a mistake. So we will fix that as we enter it, but this will be brought in front of you a little later in the agenda to be voted upon. And we have held our 2 calendar hearings as well.
So that's really 8/13.
Yes, it is. That is 8/13. And that's all I have tonight.
Where do we receive Boy Scout information?
It should have been in your packet, was it in the packet?
In that packet, okay.
Yes.
I was just looking at it in front of me, my apologies.
Yes.
Thank you. Any questions for the superintendent?
I got a question on 2-hour delays. They do affect, they accumulate and can equal an entire day.
Yes.
How many 2-hour delays would equal another day? Approximately.
They won't take your OS days for that. They will only use that for the accrued minutes. And since we've already used all of those, I don't know that you can adjust for that now. Does that make sense? We've maxed out on those. We've used them all.
All the counties are doing that.
Yes.
It's not just us.
And a lot of times, you guys have to know it's a hard call, whatever decision we make, but all the decisions we make are for the safety of children. I think that we are not weather predictors, although this winter we've been asked to be multiple times, and you just pray you get it right. We've been fortunate that we've been able to get kids to school and home safely on some snow days and some cold days. Hopefully, it looks like this week on Wednesday, it's gonna be 50. We're gonna think it is 90 because we've been in the negatives. So, we look forward to that, and we'll continue. You know, we've got a good team of people together that make these decisions, to make sure that we can drive. When it gets too cold, it affects the way the doors of the buses open, and that can be problematic if you get up a holler and you can't get your door open or closed. so we have to be, very mindful about, of different things. It looks simple when you're just saying, it looks like snow outside, or if you get up in Pittsburgh and there is no snow, but in Smithville we've had 3 inches, and you're like, why aren't we going to school today? I mean, it's a bigger picture of everything, and we have people that actually get up and go out on the roads before 4 o'clock and drive the county to let us know whether or not the roads are safe and to make sure we can get kids there. So we've been blessed, and you know, people that have businesses that have people out on the road, they let us know. The community's good and State Road's been good to let us know which roads they're working. We'll call them. They've been good to work with. But it's been an unusual winter in that we didn't have a ton of snow, but the ice was problematic in driving, and the ice was problematic in, if you can get your car over it, that's one thing, but to get a bus over it's something else. And we have been running some shortened routes because we can't get over some roads still. The parents on those roads are very understanding. We make phone calls, many phone calls, communicate with folks to make sure that we are doing the best we can to get kids to school as safe as we can.
Great, thank you. Next, we have Director Shannon Clevenger, our Chief Instructional Leader, who will provide a report.
All right. So the first thing that you have in front of you that I handed out is a flyer that we worked on for preschool registration. It's that time of year where we have to start thinking about getting our new preschool kids registered for the 26-27 school year. In the past, we've done things a little bit differently, trying to update the process, make it a little bit more efficient for all of those involved. So the way it will work this year is parents will have the ability to kind of pre-register, scan, fill out some information that we need to be able to contact them. That process will open on March 2nd for those families. For those unable to do it, we will have information at the schools that they can stop and get, or be able to stop in and receive assistance with that process. We also included on here, just because it's something that we deal with and the parents have to deal with on a year in and year out basis, the different things that they need to start planning ahead to bring with them on those days. It's often sometimes difficult to track things down, so just trying to get ahead of that process and make sure that they know what is going to be required of them in May when they come. So we listed on there they will need their birth certificate, they need mandatory vaccines, dental exams, or and a well child exam from the past 12 months, their social security card, the parent identification for the parent, and then a completed student registration packet, which we will send to them once they pre-register. And then by May 1st, we will contact those families, bring them in, and screen students here, and kind of determine what needs to go on from that point. In the past, we have had 3 separate screening days, one for each elementary school. That would be a little bit different this year just because of the gaps of time we witnessed in the past. We would have 10 families at one time and a huge gap, and people would kind of sit around and wait for people. So we will put those into 2 days, but bring all the schools together and kind of go through the process, including all the schools, regardless of what school the child is signing up to go to, which will allow for a lot of collaboration between our preschool teachers, which will be beneficial in that process. And then just a note at the bottom, the students must be 4 years old prior to July 1st, 2026. So this is something that we will start posting social media-wise, start posting in the community. That way families can start to get ready to register for that. If we will post these before March 2nd, they will not be able to scan and register because it will not work. So those who think they're going to jump the gun, they can try, but it won't matter. But it will open on March 2nd. And then those families will be able to pre-register at that time and kind of reserve their spot for the school that they wish their child to go to. So kind of wanted to go ahead and present that information before we start posting that and you see it out and about. Just kind of wanted to give a heads up on the happenings of that. The other thing that I have this evening is some information about summer offerings for the summer 26. So as you guys know, we're constantly planning for, looking ahead, seeing what we need to get accomplished. As far as things for students and staff members this summer, we will offer our outdoor recreation camp as normal. In the past, that's been a huge success for our students. Families really enjoy that process. So we will have our outdoor recreation camp as normal. We will also be able to offer multiple sessions. We're not sure how many yet for PD for teachers. A lot of that will be based around technology, and then also with some pedagogy and content stuff mixed in with that. The purpose of this is kind of a make something, take it home, be able to use it on day one of the school year. So we're talking about things like lesson plans, curriculum mapping, anything that people are stressed out about and want to make sure they have accomplished and ready to go. We want to make sure we offer opportunity over the summer for those things to be done and ready to go. Throughout that process, it is also our goal to be able to get some teachers in schools trained. That way, when we do roll into the next school year, we have people in the buildings comfortable with the things we're teaching who could then provide follow-up training or support to their co-workers within their buildings. So like I said, as I mentioned, everything will be based off of something learning a new technology, but in a way that will enhance their productivity and efficiency, so they're not stressed as school starts, worried about all the things that we're all worried about when that time of year comes. So again, just wanted to kind of give some updates on things that would be offered this summer as we proceed in planning those types of things. And again, we're somewhere between likely 6 to 8 sessions. Weekly, we'll likely not have those during outdoor recreation camp or other high traffic times where we wouldn't get people to come. But hopefully, we'll be able to offer, like I said, at least 6 to 8 of those, and build a lot of capacity for teachers in our schools. So,
And we're looking at spreading those out, not just a week.
yeah,
correct?
those will be weekly, so 1 per week for 6 to 8 weeks with some gaps in like for 4th of July or times where we won't be able to get people there. Any questions?
I have a question about the
Yeah.
Will the buses go throughout the county and take them straight to North Bend, or is there a point that they go to a school and then go?
I believe, and this will be a question for Ms. Johnson Hall.
Oh, okay.
Again, but I believe so. There will not be a central meeting point. They would just go to the camp.
Okay.
The past practice has always been they take them to camp.
Okay,
And
I
they pick
didn't
them
know
up
they
at
went
camp.
to their school where they've been
No.
going to.
The only days that they went to school in the past was like a weather event or
Okay.
something of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was one day last year we had to leave North Bend because of a potential tornado storm coming in.
Okay.
And so we have backup places at Harrisville Elementary, middle school, high school, if we need to, and then we alert the parents.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep. Thank you, yes.
Up next is the consent agenda, which includes the 26-27 school calendar and our update to the 25-26 school calendar, which you just went over.
Yes. So I ask that you approve the 2 calendars, the one that has been through the 2 readings for next year, as well as the one that I discussed earlier with the change, with the December 19 change to a PL day, and the 2 additional days OS at the end. Also listed are the spring sports calendars for the middle school and the high school. And then 6 through 12 are out-of-state travel or play. There's a couple of makeup girls basketball games, softball, baseball, trips that we either go out of state or play out of state. And then the last 3 on the consent agenda are, we have been blessed. I think this year we've had a more than usual number of student teachers as well as students going into education wanting to do observation hours. So we have 3 more students here from WVUP that would like to do some observation hours at Harrisville Elementary. So I ask that you approve those consent items as listed.
The superintendent is recommending that we approve the consent agenda as stipulated on the record. Do we have a motion for approval? Mrs. King makes the motion. Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have personnel resignations submitted after publication.
And we have a few of those this evening. We have Beth West, a multi-cat teacher at Harrisville Elementary, Lori Kuffner, a substitute teacher, and Jessica Moore, a substitute aide and cook. I ask that you approve their resignations and effective dates as listed on the agenda.
Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Nelson makes the motion, Mrs. King will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And then we have employments.
All we have tonight, and this is really unusual, is to approve 1 leave of absence that has intermittent FMLA as stated on the record.
And on the addendum,
Right. And on the addendum, we'll go ahead and do those 2 as well. I'd like to rescind the prior action for Robert Frederick to be a substitute mechanic, and then approve Robert Frederick to be a substitute custodian.
would you like for us to do those in separate motions?
I would think you would have to do D separately. So So I ask that you approve A and B. No, A and C.
Okay.
There you go.
Great.
A and C, we're going with those two.
Do we have a motion to approve M to A and C? Mrs. King makes the motion to approve M to A and C, and Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And next we'll go to D. Mrs. Potts already recommended that, so do we have a motion for D? Which is approving Robert Frederick as a substitute custodian. Yes. Mrs. Key makes motion, it is on the addendum.
Yes, it is.
Do we have a second? Mr. Nelson will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now, back to the regular agenda, the addendum is completed. We will move on to authorization of payment of the bills in the amount of $655,237.64. Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Hall makes the motion. Mr. Nelson will second. Is there any discussion on the payment of the bills? Good? Good, I don't mind. Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And next we have financial requests. Mrs. Hall.
So under financial requests this evening, we have 3 separate things. I'm just going to list them, then I will look at supplements and transfers. We have a change order that we ask you to, it's a revised change order for the transportation building with Jarrett Construction, and the amount is listed at $66,574. Approved retroactive are 3 lease, a year agreement. This is just a continuation for a space for our the state transition coordinator at Ritchie County Middle School, High School, and also to approve an oil and gas lease with Antero Resources, and the acreage is listed there in Union District, and the part surface map is listed as well, and the effective date from February 10th. The other things that that I need to review with you for Mrs. Wells is we have, the first thing, you have 3 separate, you have transfer supplements and carryover supplements. We always seem to do this earlier in the year. This year it was a little bit later, but she has to do a carryover supplement in order to show the balance of the budget. And so she received information on January 28th by email that part of her financial documents from the fall were approved, and it needed to be added into the carryover, so this is the first opportunity to put that in here. So she asked that we approve the carryover supplement of $844,873. Then she has other general supplement that need approved, and those 2 of those are 2 new grants. One is with Parkersburg Area Community Foundation for some shoes for students at Creed, and then a second is a state grant for some hands-on manipulatives for some teachers at Creed. There were 3 of them, Mrs. Woods, Swiger, and Elena Jones, each for $1,000. So those are 2 additional supplements which came in the form of grants. And then the last 3 are revised from one of the titles, like Title IV, Title II, to increase allocations in the areas of a certain project, just to remove one was for alternative ed, and one was for professional services in Title II, and the last one was to decrease allocations in a grant. And so those are her regular supplement changes. And then the last, she had budget transfers, and the first one dealt with, she had a line item that had like maintenance in it, but within that line item also had safety and security. So she wanted to recode the safety and security because she's being asked to pull different documents, and it's all mixed together. So that seems to be larger, but it's just so that she can look at her data and pull things better. Does that make sense? So it's not all under the maintenance file. She's asked to recode some of that, so you will see that in there so that we can pull better documents. And then the last 3 are grants and money that we get for ESL towards salaries. So I ask that you approve, all of the documents, all 5 of those that are listed under, finance for approval. Yes.
Okay, the superintendent is recommending that we approve all of the financial requests for approval as stipulated on the record, and she has just recommended such. Do we have a motion for approval? Mr. Nelson makes the motion, Mrs. King will second. Is there any discussion?
The, we brought, I read through the change order for the building, and it said that basically the soil was terrible there where the old bus garage was. They had to tear out about 1.5 feet. Bring in about 1.5 foot of pressure run, compact it. Because of that difference, we would also have to add 2 portions of blocks, so that's why.
That's
That's what it was.
I appreciate you explaining that.
So people would know.
Yes, I appreciate that, and that is accurate
And
information.
the slope for the additional concrete and the proper drainage, yes, that's what we're saying.
And within the scope of the project to begin with, we had allocated some money in there for the potential that underneath that building, we could potentially have an issue, because they couldn't find the water line and wasn't sure where it ran through. So that also, helps offset some of that.
So,
Okay.
That was my question.
where's your mind?
Yeah.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Do we have any requests for agenda items for our next board meeting? Do we have any board member committee reports? All right, our next regular meeting will be held February 23rd at 6 o'clock in the Ritchie County Board of Education office. It will include the annual meeting with Smithville Elementary School for West Virginia Code 18A-5-14 for their local school improvement council. Do we know when we will be scheduling St. Helens?
No, we do not.
Okay.
But I probably, and that's what I said to Debbie, it will probably double with one of the other elementary schools, but it's not on this agenda, so it will probably have to be with Ritchie. Unless you guys would
Sure, you
have
can
it.
still add it.
You think I do?
Yeah, because the next agenda isn't published yet.
That's true.
So we will wait to see if Creed is able to join us on February 23rd or at one of our March meetings.
Are you guys gonna be able to go to the 23rd meeting, either of you?
I think I'm going.
Yes.
Trying.
Ryan will not be here on the 23rd meeting. It's also senior night for the high school, so Misty is trying to make sure that the 3 of us will be present because we know Ryan will be out of town.
I'll be here.
Kenny?
Yep.
It requires 3 of us to
Look
be
at the picture.
present. So, I love that calendar.
Yeah.
And as
It
a
keeps me
note,
straight.
I like
there
it.
is
People ask me what
training
Hey, it works.
in Morgantown on
That's right.
Friday
Yeah,
and
see ya.
Saturday, so
See you
Guys
then.
in Morgantown.
please note you're going to Morgantown for training this
For
time.
Valentine's Day.
And not for Valentine's.
That's what we'll do.
Yes, so we will see you Friday in Morgantown, and the time is 6:28. Do we have a motion for adjournment? Mrs. King makes the motion, Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.